Hello, Facebook family. Hello, YouTube. This is Dr. Shana. I know I'm a little late tonight, probably about an hour and a half late. Um, I know I usually, hi Yolanda, thanks for joining. I know I normally would have posted or joined at about 9, but I had an event that happened this afternoon that went a lot longer than I had thought. So it's made me a little late popping on, but I hope some of you are here. Hi Ty, thanks for joining. I was just saying, I know I'm late on tonight's post, but I had an event that happened tonight, a celebration with family. So again, and most important things end up happening first. So I had to spend time with my family. And so now I'm here. I didn't want this night to go by without me finishing the 12 days of Christmas on day 9. So absolutely, there's still a thought that I have to share with you guys this evening. Well, so I'll just get started. I am Dr. Shana. I'm here to help you shift from where you are to where you are destined to be. I inspire change, but I teach transformation. And I am here with the Dr. Shana's 12 days of Christmas. We're on day 9. And it is tonight's topic is it's non-negotiable. Now, for those of you who do not know me well, I am a motivational speaker. I am a transformation leader, an author, a licensed professional counselor, a trainer, and an advocate. And all of that adds up to me just being a servant. I am here to help you create the life you can feel excited about. And the only way to do that is to make these major transformations. And that's what we've been talking about for the last 9 nights. So tonight's topic is it's non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. Now, how many of you have ever been in a position where you see someone selling something and they say, I'm selling this for $5.99 or your best offer? Or your best offer. So what that means is, while $5.99 is what I would like for it, I'm willing to negotiate on the price. Okay, so it means you can go offer me $4.50, and I might accept that, even though I told you I wanted $5.99. Now, here's the thing: when I was thinking about negotiating prices, it made me think about what are the things in our life that we negotiate about and we should not be negotiating about, because we really should have some aspects of our life that are absolutely non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. There is no or your best offer. It's this is what it is, period, point blank. Now this actually takes on two different sides. One side might be the people or the situations I allow to occur. Non-negotiables that will not occur because it's not something I'm willing to accept. So for instance, if I'm not willing to accept someone mistreating me inside of a relationship, that's a non-negotiable. If you show up and you cutting up and acting a fool and talking to me like I'm crazy and treating me any kind of way, if it's a non-negotiable, then it means I'm shutting that down and it's not going to happen. I won't allow that to happen because either I'll walk away or I'll ask you to leave. Now, the other way that this works is I can create non negotiables about things that I want to have happen in my life. For instance, if you say, you know what, peace in my life is non negotiable, peace is a must have. I'm not willing to negotiate with my peace of mind. I'm not willing to negotiate with anything related to my peace. And what it means is if someone enters in the situation and you are attacking the core essence of my peace, which is my non-negotiable, then I will not allow that to be. It means I'm going to move in a certain way that will not occur. So non-negotiables are things that you are not willing to accept anything less than that thing. Now, you can also have non-negotiables about goals or things that you want to have happen in your life. So for instance, if you decide, I want to buy a house in 2018, if it's a non-negotiable, then it means you're going to do everything you possibly can to make that thing happen. Like, no is not an option. It is not an answer. It is not something that you're willing to accept. See, I'm of the school of thought that we accept a whole lot of things that we just shouldn't accept. And we accept it only because it's there, because it showed up, because we don't have the thought process that there need to be some things that are non-negotiable in our life. If they are non-negotiable, then your actions are going to speak to the fact that it's non-negotiable. So if what I say is, let's say I want a job, let's say I want to a stable job. I'm looking for a job. And it's non-negotiable that somebody's going to hire me. That means that every single rock that I return, if you say no, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep going until someone says yes. You understand what I'm saying? We give up a lot of times because we haven't decided it's non-negotiable. So no is not an answer. Y'all talk back to me if you know what I'm talking about. Has there ever been something in your life that should have been a non-negotiable, but you negotiated about that thing, and then later you regretted the fact that you conceded on some things that you really knew you should have been non-negotiable about? Are there some goals you've ever had in your life and you would not take no for an answer? And when you didn't take no for an answer, then guess what happens? Those things begin to show up in your life because you will not stop until it occurs. I think in order for us to create a life that we can get excited about, we must have some non-negotiables. There are some things that must be present. There are some things that we must be willing to do in order to create the life that we want to have. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Non-negotiables. Give me some examples of what that might look like in your life, or what it needs to look like in your life. And maybe it hasn't, but it needs to be. So let's say you are saying that, you know what, my mental health is non-negotiable. I am not willing to sit in a space where I am depressed, where I am anxious, where I can't sleep at night. It's non-negotiable. I will do what's necessary. If that means I got to clean the house, I've told y'all before, make some room, clean some folks to the left or the right, seek some help, whatever I need to do, it's non-negotiable because these are things are necessary for my life. You know, I talk all the time about why just accept the life you have when you can create the one that you really want. But that's what this is all about. If I have non-negotiables in my life, it means that I am not willing just to accept things because they're here. What usually happens if we just accept stuff because it's here, a lot of times it's because it's someone else's ideas, not ours. You know, other people will always do what's in their best interest. That's the reality. That's why if you have that sale, $5.99 or best offer, I'm always going to offer you the offer that's lower than what you asked me for, because that's what fits my need. That's what we do as humans. That's what we do as people. We typically do what's best for us. Hey, Yolanda, thanks for joining, sis. We typically do what's best for us. And when we are in positions that we can have non-negotiables, we need to. Ty says, yes, in dating and career. Thank you, Ty. I have been wanting to start a business, but I have not made it non-negotiable. That's what I'm talking about, Ty. When you decide that I have got to do it, I mean, no is not an option. Someone telling you no is not, that's not a no forever. That's a, well, no, not you. No, not right. Not that way. No, not right now. But it doesn't mean no, never. Absolutely. Even in dating, we got to have some non-negotiables. 99, well, I would say 90% of my clients are women. And a lot of the women that I treat have relationship issues. And I was just having this conversation earlier today that it is hard in these streets for single women. It just really is. And there's a lot that you have to contend with. But I promise you, if you create some real non-negotiables in those relationships, things will change. Because when you accept some stuff that you don't need to accept, then you are negotiating with your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health. That's what you're negotiating with. Those are the pieces that are at play. You got to understand that. So when you negotiate, something is at play, and it is going to be lost. Gennard says, I've accepted relationships that were not good for me, and the only thing they did for me was create frustration. Absolutely, Gennard. That's what happens when you allow things to be present that don't need to be there because you have not made it a non-negotiable. We end up with the short end of the stick. We are the ones that end up suffering as a result. And who we going to be mad at, y'all? You're going to be mad at yourself because other people will only do what you allow them to do. And on most levels, other people will only do inside of your life what you allow them to do. So if I allow you to show up and I allow you to make me miserable because I have not made my peace non-negotiable, then that's on me. I'm the one that is negotiating with my mental health, my physical health, my spiritual health, my peace of mind. Those are the pieces that are at play. Until you decide it's not negotiable, other people are not going to respond in a different way. That's just the truth. You get to set the tone and the standard. Let me repeat that. You get to set the tone and the standard. If you let other people set the tone and standard for your life, it's going to be what's best for them and not for you. That's just the reality, because as humans, we do what's best for us. We just do. We do it with other people. We do it. Even we don't think about that's what we're doing. We usually do. Now, there may be times, I told you yesterday, I think we talked about it, where we can be codependent, where we put other people in front of us. Now, those situations, when that occurs, then I will yield myself to other people and I'm still miserable as a result. So, in either situation, if you don't have the right non negotiables in place, you are not living a life that you can feel excited about. So we have several examples. And we have dating non-negotiables, we have career non-negotiables, we have other relationship non-negotiables. What are some other areas that really need to be non-negotiable? One of them that I think about is spiritual life. It has to be a non-negotiable. For you to have a relationship with God has to be non-negotiable. That means anything that comes against that, you got to deal with, whether that is your own time, your energy, your focus, people in your life who don't mean you well, who don't pour into you in a positive way. I'm just saying, you have got to create those non-negotiables. Yolanda says, you are right. I had to do that with my spouse, even with folks you love dearly. Oh, that's a great one, Yolanda. Sometimes we forget about the folks who are closest to us. We forget that they can be in that same category because they still are their own individual person. They are. They're not us. And so we all have to be individuals and make sure that we create the non-negotiables that we need for ourselves. And again, y'all, I'm not talking about being selfish and walking around being, puffed up. What I'm saying is basically this is all about taking care of yourself. That's a major soapbox of mine, is we have to take better care of ourselves. If we do not, it's nobody else's job but ours. It's really not. But creating your non-negotiables is important. So what I want you to consider, what are you willing to do? Well, what non-negotiables do you need to have in place right now in order for you to get to the place you want to get in life? We're talking about 2018, setting new goals for next year. Ty says, also deciding to be an assertive person. Yes, I thought by being nice, I was being respectful, but I would be taken advantage of. Amen, Ty. That is the truth. There's a difference in being nice and being assertive. But the reality is you can be assertive, nicely assertive. The assertive actually is not rude at all. It actually is actually very nice. The opposite of assertive is actually aggressive. That's me being ugly, mean, and rude to somebody else. But I can be very assertive and polite at the very same time. And like I said last night, you're more likely to get your needs met when you assert yourself than when you don't. So being nice and trying to be respectful, you get taken advantage of. You are the one that gets, you get the short end of the stick. So it has to be a non-negotiable now, Ty. I will be assertive. I will speak my truth. I will share my honest thoughts and opinions. If I'm asked a question, I will give my honest answer. It's non-negotiable. And I say it all the time. Other people don't have to understand it, nor do they have to agree with it for you to be right, for making the right choice for your own life. It is majorly important to be assertive. It absolutely is. Make it a non-negotiable. Make it a non-negotiable. I think it's important for all of us to really sit down and write down, what are the 3 things in my life right now that need to be non-negotiable that are not? 3 things that need to be non-negotiable but aren't. And when you think about them not being negotiable right now, if they are not non-negotiable, then what pieces are at play? What things are on the line? What is at risk if they are not non-negotiable? Your future, what parts of your future are at risk if you don't make some major decisions and make some things non-negotiable? The thought I want you to think of, no matter what, I will do whatever it takes, no matter what. That's when you know it's a non-negotiable. Even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's hard, even when it takes a long time, it doesn't matter. It's non-negotiable. Gennard says, you are absolutely right. One of the challenges for me is making sure that I am not unequally yoked. Majorly important. Make it a non-negotiable. Does it mean that it's always comfortable if it's a non-negotiable? No, it doesn't. Doesn't mean it's easy. Didn't say that either. But I'm saying the outcome will be you are creating the life that you want to have. If you don't make it a non-negotiable, you will consequences are of not having done that. Whatever choice you make, you also choose the consequences, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. You choose them. So if you choose not to make it a non-negotiable, then whatever comes with that, you got to deal with. And we don't like it because it's not comfortable. It doesn't feel good. We're frustrated. We're mad. We're upset. We're hurt. Whatever comes with that. And even when we do it, it's not easy. And I understand that, but you have to make those decisions. And the reality is nobody can make them but you. Nobody can make them but you. Remember, what are you willing to do to make this thing happen no matter what? No matter what it is, you stick to it. No one can come and change your mind and say, well, you know what? Well, I think it'd be better if. No, 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 no. This is a non negotiable. So that's your homework assignment tonight, family. I know you're like, Dr. Shana, you're giving us homework on the 12 days of Christmas. Yes, I am. I've told you before, if you are not doing any work related to these conversations, then I'm just having a wonderful talk with you, but we're not moving. I'm trying to help you shift the needle from where you are to the place where you are destined to be. That's what I'm talking about. If we all just sit in the same spot, then we get nowhere and we move nowhere. We have the same life that we may not be satisfied with. I'm really wanting to help you shift in the direction that you are destined to be. So, what are you needing to create in your life? 3 things that need to be non-negotiable. Literally, I want you to write them down. You don't even have to tell us what they are, but I want you to write 1, 2, 3. This should be a non-negotiable, that should be a non-negotiable, and this is a non-negotiable. Then I want you to ask yourself, what is it that I need to be doing to create that, to make that a reality? So if peace is my non-negotiable, then it means I may need to clean a little bit of house with some folks around me who are always attacking my peace. Perhaps maybe if assertiveness now is my non-negotiable, I am in a position that every day I am speaking my truth, no matter what. No matter what. If relationships is my non-negotiable, I want to have healthy relationships, then I am purposely seeking out people who fit that bill. Now, if they show themselves not to be, then perhaps I need to make some shifts and some changes because it does not fit in my non-negotiable. I'm just saying. So that's your homework. And as a good professor, day 10, I'm going to come back and ask you, did you do your homework, family? That's what I do. I wouldn't be a good professor if I didn't. I just wouldn't. So I am hopeful that this topic touched you. And I realize several of you did mention some things that resonated with you. And I'm glad that it did. It's really an important topic. We just missed it. With us moving into 2018 so quickly, it's Lord willing, we got 2 weeks at the max to get there. We really want to be in a position to create some amazing goals, have some amazing ideas about life, how we want it to be, so that we can then go and create it. I'm here to help you every step of the way. That is my job. I am a servant here on this journey with you. I'm so excited that you've decided to allow me to accompany you on this journey. So, that's your homework tonight. 3 non-negotiables. Write them down. 1, 2, 3. And then also decide what you must do to make that thing a reality. All right, family. That is your thought for tonight. Remember, your next transformation is only one decision away. Make it a good one and make the first one your 3 non-negotiables. Write them down. Write them down and then decide how you want to walk them out. I will see you tomorrow. I should be on time tomorrow night. I don't have any more events, so I should be on time tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. Thank y'all for staying up and waiting for the conversation. I'll see you soon. Good night.